You wanna kick it off? Well, or at least tell give a recap if anybody don't know. Give a recap of who he is and like why he's in the news.
He's a track star. I don't know exactly what is he like 17. I want to say like 17, but he's a track player. He's a track star. What the situation was, he was like chilling in an area where he's supposed to be chilling at.
At a track meet.
At the track meet,
Okay.
got approached by another kid, by this white kid that was trying to tell him that he needs to move, that he needs to get out of this area or something.
And
it was aggressive.
And I did hear it was raining too.
And it was raining.
So it was raining, and he was trying to get shelter under the tent.
Okay. See, even more with that. But he was being aggressive. That's the thing. He was being aggressive.
Who was being aggressive?
The white boy. Who was trying to get into it, trying to move him. He was the aggressor in there, and he was being very aggressive with old boy. And somebody said he got jumped too. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear that they tried to.
Because it was him and his brother.
Yeah,
the white guy had him and his brother that was there.
So basically, he had to defend himself. A man had a knife on him. He ended up stabbing that white boy, and he died. And shit, they had his bail set high, and that's the controversy behind it. Like, should he stay in jail? Is it self-defense? And to me, clearly it's self-defense. So it just, I don't know, it leaves it open for so much.
Yeah, it do.
So much. But I'm just stating my opinion. It's self-defense to me, what it sounds like.
You ever heard of you ever seen the lawyer on YouTube who does reactions? His name is like the criminal lawyer or something lawyer, where he reacts to cases that are in the news that are real popular. Okay. He reacts to a lot of like hip hop artists that are in the news. He reacts to the big UC. So any big cases in the news, he does a reaction. He's a lawyer. Okay. Now I watched him to get a little bit of information on what was going on.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to hear what he had to say about it.
Well, what he was saying, and what another YouTuber was saying, was that it gets tricky because of the state of Texas and the stand your ground laws in Texas. And you got to look into, and this is what's going to play out in the court system, is the legal definition of certain terms, right, and also how they're going to define self-defense, because of what the young man Karmelo Anthony said to the guy before he stabbed him. So basically, what they was trying to outline is that it's problematic that Karmelo, I'm going to be careful.
Oh, right.
He potentially provoked the situation by saying, touch me and see what happens. Hit me so you can see what happens. Okay. So that in of itself, if the letter of the law is to be read, if the letter of the law is to be read correctly, you cannot claim self-defense and stand your ground if you provoke the action. So basically, like, you can't antagonize somebody to get them to do something to you so you can kill them.
I get what you're saying with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he was saying. I'm like, okay, that's going to be real interesting to see how that play out in the actual case. But I felt like, and you could probably speak to this other side because I'm not on X. I heard that on X, it was just this huge racial situation that came about.
Because you can say whatever on Twitter.
Right. And you can't avoid the racial undertones either.
Hell no, because they was bringing up the Kyle Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse
or something.
Yeah.
Him up, you got your Zimmermans. They brought up plenty of these white folks that was in similar situations like these, and they didn't go through anything like what Karmelo was going through.
Right.
So they, race does play an effect in this, though. It plays, and you see, I don't know if you heard about the judge they gave him the bond, the black judge. So they're fucking with the judge. You mean
the judge that reduced it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black lady. Okay. So I believe they're fucking with the judge because she did that. Certain people didn't want.
Like they just want to stay there.
Yeah, like got people saying like he should stay in jail. Like they didn't want him, you know.
No due process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a sister, she was the judge in that, and she reduced the shit. Now, that's why that man is home now.
Yeah.
You know, got that light bed.
And I think the story may have changed from when they locked him up, or maybe that they got more details to make the judge reduce his bail. More details that came out, and I guess the story wasn't presented correctly in the beginning. You know what I mean? I guess they didn't have all those facts.
Karmelo he's already thug anyway. He was already labeled as the thug.
And I heard they was showing them pictures of him with guns or something like that.
But the white boy got guns too.
It's Texas.
Right. So I mean, but we're always painted as the thug, though. You know what I'm saying? The white boys got guns too. They know how to shoot. They know what time it is. So you got to treat it with the same. You got to just be equal with that, man. I know it's difficult, but you got to be equal with that. That's just my take on that shit.
What's your thoughts on the fact that he had a knife at a track meet? Yeah.
So I did hear somebody talking about that. I want to say that it was White or something, Charles do whatever. You trying to say that you come into the spot with it. You're like trying to attract that type. I'm not mad at that. People be having come on now. People be having weapons with them now. Even here, people were showing off their guns. I ain't saying you got to have a gun with you, but as far as him having a knife, I don't see nothing wrong with him taking a knife to the track.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing really that bad.
Yeah, especially in a state like Texas where most people carrying guns. Is it worse to have a knife? I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
That's some bullshit to say that he shouldn't have brought a weapon with him. Shit, ain't no telling. He fuck around be dead.
Did you see the knife? Has anybody seen the knife?
I didn't see the knife.
You know what's fucked up? In my mind, this nigga pulled out some big ass G.I. Joe knife.
Oh, hell.
In my mind, he pulled out a big butcher knife and
pulled out the Jason.
Yeah. I don't know why my mind is fucked up. But he could have just had like a regular like Swiss Army knife, or I don't know. But he did say that he felt like his life was threatened. Touch me, hit me, and see what happens. You can't say that.
But you can't keep fucking with me either, and I'm sitting here chilling.
That is true.
And I'm chilling, you fucking with me.
That is true.
Like, all right, well, what do you want to do?
That is true. But here's what the lawyer guy said, and this is what
somebody got murdered.
If you do hit me, if you do touch me, I have a knife. He should have informed him that he had a knife. And now if he said, I got a knife, you don't want these problems, that's different. But if you announce that you have a weapon and you're willing to use it, and the person still decides to fuck with you, that could be a different case. But I'm not here to say anybody's right or wrong, because it's fucked up that, you know what I'm saying, dude held on to his brother, and his brother died in his arms. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? I heard both parents speak. So the deceased father, he had a very, very powerful press conference.
I didn't hear what he said.
And
I didn't watch it.
If you heard him talk, you would have been like, damn, that dude is pretty strong. Like, he didn't say nothing negative, nothing disparaging. It was kind of touching.
It was. I bet it was, man. I bet it was.
It was, bro. Because he was just super positive. He didn't say nothing that was offensive. It was tough.
The situation
it was
if
tough.
He did do that. And that's good. That's good that he didn't, because you do get some ignorant people that still would have just been ignorant to the fact just because black kid. I don't mean to bring up race, but
did you hear recently about what Karmelo Anthony's family has been doing with the GoFundMe money?
Oh
shit!
I heard they didn't have to write GoFundMe up at one point.
Well,
they probably got to write.
I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Use the comments.
Please use the comments if I'm wrong. Please, the Anthony family, don't. But I heard that the niggas, they buying a new house, and you know what I mean? But I don't want that to sound like it's a negative thing, because if they getting some type of threats, or if people are harassing them about what's going on and they feel like they need to move their family to a new location, they are well within their rights to do so.
I'm sure they're getting threats.
You know what I mean? So
I'm sure they are.
I just wanted to mention that, because that was the most recent information I heard before I came over here, is that, they was, moving a little funny with the GoFundMe money. But but the other thing that I wanted to say about this, it's a lot of different it's a lot of different topics that could come about a subject like this.
I agree with that.
But
shit.
the one thing that I also wanted to get your opinion on is the fact that nobody's willing to just. Why ain't nobody just willing to shoot the fair one or just fight? Like why do these kids, or I ain't even gonna put on the kids, why do people nowadays just are so quick to grab a weapon? Why are people so scared to lose a fight potentially? Like,
no, I feel you.
but I guess dude was scared. I guess the two white guys were like 6 foot plus, and it was two of them, and I guess he was just scared. And he does have a right to be scared. I don't want to sound too like, but in my mind, I did one thing. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Like, why is everybody just so scared to throw hands?
Because everybody has weapons for one, and like you said, it's Texas. Everybody has a weapon.
But the two white boys didn't have no weapon.
Okay, they didn't have a weapon at that particular time.
Right.
I'll give you that at the track meet.
That's what I'm talking. I'm just talking about that situation.
Well,
like,
he had a knife, ain't like he was, you know what I'm saying? But if you we just talking about this their situation, why they have to have, or we talking like general why people
in general, but stemming off of that, you know what I mean? That's my thoughts stemming off this situation.
I was definitely a general person. Everybody has weapons in general. Now, as far as like kids, I don't even say kids nowadays. Kids aren't fighting when they know everybody got weapons. And they're not fighting because shit, majority of them are hoes. Shit, that's really the best way to put it. They're not fighting because they're going to get their ass whooped. First off, everybody's going to record that ass whooping. Your ass whooping going to go viral. Now you embarrassed in a motherfucker. What you want to do? Now I got to kill this dude. They do dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about shit. I'm about to shoot the fair one, like you say. It's going to get recorded. I got my ass whooped. Now I want to fight the nigga again to try to get my revenge. They not, man, hell no, they ain't doing that shit. It's everybody has a weapon. Nobody's fighting, man. These bad kids are not fighting, man. Shit, you barely even hear the adults. Nigga, the adults like shit. Nigga,
no, you're right.
They straps with them, nigga. Everybody has a weapon, man. If you don't have a weapon, something wrong with you, man. In 2025, bro. Everybody has a weapon. That's gonna be tough, man.
It's
I'll be
even
watching
worse.
that shit, how this play out, man. That's gonna be another controversial one, bro. Like, for real.
No, it is.
That's gonna be another controversial one. if not almost controversial as that Trayvon Martin one. I don't even like to bring that up. That was sick. I was sick behind that one, but very controversial. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Prayers and thoughts go out to both families, man. That's a rough situation. These is all young men, man. They got the rest of their life. Well, one of them had the rest of their life. But yeah, that's a sad situation, man.
Very sad.